Evening everyone. This evening I thought I'd do a quick vlog. It's Friday evening, so having a beer, and I thought I would chat to you about the Tugboat V3. So let's have a quick vape and then have a chat about it. It's nice. So the Tugboat V3, I must apologise, this is a clone, this version. I didn't want to spend the money, basically. I didn't want to spend the money on getting the authentic without trying it first. I may still buy the authentic, but I thought, you know what is it? I think I paid 12 quid for it, and that's fine. You know, to try it out, to see what it feels like in terms of the airflow. I appreciate the build deck and the post holes and the screws and all that. They're not going to be of the same quality, the O-rings, the machining. But, you know, hey, look, it's a clone. Love them or hate them, they are what they are. You know, you can say that they're going to keep on cloning. Yes, they will keep on cloning, and it does kill some innovation, but it also makes vaping more affordable. It also keeps people off cigarettes. So on balance, you know, do what you feel is right. You know, vote with your feet, buy what you want to buy. If you want to spend £70, £60 on the authentic, absolutely go do it. I may well do. But if you want to try them out, try out a clone. You know, see what you think. If you want something of better quality, and undoubtedly the authentics will be better quality. I have authentics, I have clones, but the authentics that I have are better, but it gives you a good idea, you know. So that's just me waffling. So let's talk about it. So it is a 22mm device. It is very similar in size and outwardly the style to the V2. This one's a bit more shiny, but as you can see, it's very similar in terms of the size and dimensions. As I mentioned in the vlog that I did, it's slightly shorter, but they're the similarities on the outside, fine, but the similarities on the inside are quite noticeable. Let's have a look, and I can show you what I mean. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Here we are up close with the Tugboat V3. Yes, my focus seems to be okay. So in comparison, you have a drip tip which is branded with the Tugboat logo. You have a standard 510 drip tip hole for you to use, so you can't put anything else in there really unless you remove the top piece. If we take it off the device so we have a better look, this clone has very weak O-rings, as I mentioned. It has a copper 510. There is some insulation in between the threads and the 510. No branding at all on this at the bottom, but you have a tugboat engraved on there. You have the American flag as per the tugboats of old, and then you have this top cap. So let's wipe that off a little bit, shall we? So you have this top piece which has airflow, so top down airflow, like the support, as you can see. So it's similar to that. You can close this off though, which is nice. It's interesting. So it hits, excuse me, so it hits your coils through these holes here. You get quite a lot of juice resting in this sort of lip here. But yeah, you can't remove this lip. So if you want to use the airflow, then you would have to put this on lined up with the coils. If you want to close it off, which I have been doing, you line it up so that it is completely at right angles to where the coils are. You have, instead of the holes of the last version, which are like so, you have these sort of slot type airflow holes. So they are adjustable, so you can adjust it by placing the base, the deck, into the barrel whereabouts you like, and they work quite nicely. Let's clean that off. So you can see just inside the barrel, you can see the lip in there as well, and the airflow. And then you have the deck itself. It is a much more phenotype style deck. So if we compare them, in fact, actually, let's compare it with the old phenotype. So that's got some old coils in, but you can see it's very similar. So you've got the 2 post holes. It's a 2 post design with that airflow which comes in from the side. Much more restricted airflow though, and quite a small build deck. It has a deep juice well though, which is nice, so you've got plenty of space to actually play with there. Are we in focus? Let's have a bit more of a fiddle. There we go. So it's got quite a deep juice well. The post holes are fine, they're alright sized. You're not, well, you are probably going to get some Claptons in there, but I suspect you might have problems getting too many Claptons in there. So if you're going to do a dual coil with Claptons, then I suspect you might have problems. This is just a relatively simple canthal build. I thought I'd just go simple, stupid, do something which I haven't, to be fair, I don't do this build that often. It's got grub screws at the top, which are okay. They're not the best grub screws in the world. I feel like they might thread quite easily. What was the box like? So the box that this came with was fine. It's a fairly generic sort of China box, like so. Don't get a huge amount with it, but you get some, I say some, yeah, 2 spare grub screws, hex screws. You get some pre-built coils and some spare O-rings. You also get an Allen key, which is nice to have, and that's it. But hey, look, it's about 12 quid. I know there'll be people who will condemn me for saying that you should go for a clone, and quite rightly so, I agree. But you know, if you are on a budget, which many of us are, then you don't want to be spending all this money on an atomizer which you may not like. And I know I've laboured this point, but you may not like it. You might find that it's not the right one for you. And absolutely, once you have decided that it is the right atomizer, go and buy the authentic. Absolutely. Okay. So that was up close with the Tugboat V3 clone. I'm using it on the Relo. It's got quite a long center post, so it can protrude a little bit, so you do get a little bit of a gap on some devices, and because those O-rings aren't particularly tight, I find that I have to take off the top cap to screw it on sometimes. But then once it's on, you know, I mean, a good, you know, just a very gentle tug will pull it off. But sitting at home, no drama really. Let's drip something onto this. Let's put some more home brew. That's not a brand, by the way, that is my own home brew, just in case anyone cared. And let's just talk about the vape very quickly. So there we go. So I have this at a 0.21 ohm coil, and I am vaping her at 43 watts. Can you see that? There we go. Yeah, 43 watts. And you know what? As I said before, it's quite a warm dense vape. There's nice airflow. It's nice airflow. It's not too tight, the draw. It's that sort of Goldilocks airflow, I think. It's just right. The airflow is where I would want it to be. So yeah, look, it's a good vape. It's a nice, fairly nice clone. I would probably recommend it. I think I will go out and buy the authentic, since I believe it is a good idea to support the manufacturers. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy. I will, and I will see you soon. Cheers. Happy Friday.